Chitchat Kit Kats. You know, the tangerine tyrant, Mango Mussolini. He's totally gone around the bend. So I guess early this morning he's over there posting QAnon crap on his Lies Central. That Joe Biden is a clone and he's a robot and he was executed in 2020 and it's not really him, and you know, the insanity. Now, to be fair, I've had people come on this channel and say that this is not the real Trump, that this is a body double. Yeah, no, it's Trump, okay? Like I said, don't bring that deep state conspiracy drama here about it. Somebody else and all the other nonsense with that. But yeah, he's totally gone around the bend. What type of a thing is this presidential? There's nothing presidential about this guy. He's delusional. Lives in his fantasy realm. I'm sure he would like to believe that. But no, Biden is Biden. Hysterical persimmon is the hysterical persimmon. Okay. But yeah, no, he's getting worse every day. And the more he goes to the courts and loses, the more wound up he's getting. Just craziness. Now, I know somebody that's from Cuba, and he just told me that he knows people that just went to Cuba recently and came back and no problem, because they've stopped these deportations for a time. But he said that's what is going on in Miami. So I don't know. I wouldn't trust going out of the country and coming back in, especially to like Cuba or some place that they're deporting people to. So anyway, his nickname for me is Cheetah, because I'm always on the road driving. I'm always going. He says, you're fast like a cheetah. You just keep going. Yeah, he knows me. I'm on the road as much as I can be. That's just me. I like to be on the road. Always have been somebody that likes to travel and wake up new places and see new scenery. And yeah, I do enjoy that. Now, I know for a lot of people, driving makes them nervous. And if you're somebody that doesn't enjoy driving, then yeah, this would not be the life. If you're somebody that really likes to have a lot of things in place, just the same routine, if you're somebody that really likes steady routine, this would not be for you. Or if you're somebody that wants to be out there dating and dating life and this and that, again, this would not be a good choice. But if you're somebody that likes to have new scenery, you can go with the flow. You're good with being alone. You don't get lonely. You don't have those type of things that you have to be surrounded by people, etc. Then it's a good life. Okay? It can be a very good life. But admittedly, it's not for a lot of people. How could you live in your car? How can you, go? Don't you feel, oh my God, you should be traveling with somebody. No, I feel safer traveling alone. Okay? You could travel with somebody, you get in an argument, and then you're stuck with them. No, I don't need that. I don't need those complications. But again, like I said, you have to be somebody that is fine with solitude. That doesn't have to, if you're somebody that craves conversation and craves that a lot of closeness with other people and that type of thing. And if you don't have it, you go into depression, then this is not the life for you, okay? This would not be it. Now, I did live in the road trek for a year, and I was quite happy with it. Quite fine. And I'd be quite fine living in here. I would have no problem with it. None whatsoever. But I do have a house. I do have a home base. But you can see I like to get out as long as I can, as soon as I can, as often as I can. Because for me, this feels like freedom. Now, I know there are other people that say there's nothing like home, there's nothing like your bed at home. Well, no, I'm just as comfortable sleeping here. Even more so. If I get to a place and I feel the energy's off, I leave. Okay? So that's all good. Now, admittedly, I'm not somebody that wants to go out and go in the boonies and go hiking and doing all of that. I'm not a hiker. Just not my thing. And I don't take tents. Now, we used to camp, do tents and stuff, but I won't do it anymore. It's not safe. Okay? I just don't feel it's safe to be out there in tents. But that's me, okay? And like I said, I would go out there doing hikes and stuff. It's just not my thing. Now, for some people, it is their thing. They like to get out doing hiking or rock climbing or any of those other type of adventures, or taking a kayak. Okay, that's great. Whatever floats your boat, whatever you enjoy, do it. But my enjoyment is just going over the road, seeing the scenery. Okay? I've enjoyed meeting some people along the way, okay? But I'm not one for a lot of idle chit-chat and things like that. it holds no interest to me. It just doesn't. Okay. Now, if they want to talk about spiritual paths, that type of thing, great. But about the, children, grandchildren, and, the weather and all this other stuff, it's just not my thing, okay? Not to say there's anything wrong with it. A lot of people crave that. They want to, talk and share all of those types of things. But for me, it's not so much of interest, to do that. I've never been one for social gatherings and things. Hanging out with a clique, hanging out with a lot of people and things. I avoid crowds like the plague. I don't like to be in crowds. I prefer the solitude. I think there are just, a few different type of temperaments out there. There are some people that are loners and just hermits, if you will. Kind of a more hermit mentality. But you have to be somebody that enjoys your own company. If you're looking for somebody else to validate you, etc., you need somebody else to make you whole, quote unquote. You haven't found how to fill an emptiness within yourself, then it could be difficult. It could be beneficial if you're making that journey to discover who and what you are, okay? And finding out you're more capable than you thought. It could become a spiritual awakening for you in a way. Now, I have read of people, yesterday I saw one woman that said she's married. I think she had 6 children she raised. Had no self-confidence. But going out, she finally did start going out on her own, and she developed more confidence in herself and had gained a number of things from it. So that's great. It expanded her view of herself, found out that she didn't need to always cling to somebody else. She didn't need to be a Klingon anymore. Like Velcro. Oh my goodness. So again, for some people, it's great. Some people, if you have a partner and you enjoy adventures together, great. Then it might be really beneficial to go with somebody else. But we have seen some things like that, especially if you're younger, you're not settled. What was her name? Gabby Petito. They got a van together and went and he killed her. Okay? I've seen a number of ones that started out with their boyfriends and this and that, and then had difficulties, and then when they split up, they were all, oh my God, what am I going to do? That type of thing. Another girl I watched, she used to go out in her Jeep, then she got another truck and didn't want to go alone, and she went with this guy, and then he had to leave and go back, was it to England? Hey, and that she was beside herself. And so now she's given up the van life stuff for a while and went over to Europe. But still doesn't have the confidence. So anyway, no matter what you choose to do, the journey is about discovery, and whether you're a homebody and that's your mode of existence and that's where you're comfortable, okay, great. Or if you're somebody that really likes to go out and explore and that's it, that's great. Okay? But know your parameters. And just, again, get some life experience. No matter where you're at, you're going to get some sort of life experience. Okay? Like I said, this is not for everyone. And I know people mean well when they go home, take care of yourself, and you know, I'm fine. Okay? Yesterday I ate one of this meat sticks, and it didn't sit well with me, and had the ostomy, and whether it was gas or whatever, something, you know, when that happens, it wouldn't be any better if I were home. It would still be the same pain. So what's the use of going back? But it passes. You know, these things pass. But yeah, there's nothing I like better than coming out. Now, what was weird, I went through San Antonio, and you can feel, if you're somebody empathic, you can feel the energy of the place. Going through El Paso, you just feel this undercurrent of just like this, people. They have this undercurrent of just, you know, being uptight and unsure, uptight. It's not a relaxed feeling going through there. I could feel that energy shift the minute I started coming through that town, where people were more uptight, more nervous, more, you know, you could just feel that going through there. That's another thing that's very interesting. If you were going on the back roads especially, and you're going through different towns, you will feel different energy in these different towns, and just different areas in the town, again, you'll feel different energies. Which is also quite interesting. But yeah. Anyway, on that note, I'll leave that here, but just, oh my God. The nonsense that Trumpenstein is posting has been just crazy. And I, for the life of me, am surprised that we haven't heard any of them talking about Article 25. impeachment. They need to be talking about Article 25 because he has truly lost his mind. He's 100% not fit to be a president. He's not fit to be a dog catcher. But we have to give them credit, the craziness of the uber right and the ketamine kid. They have been really actively putting out there why you don't vote for these fools. And they have lost elections in other countries for people because of their insanity. So thank you for that. Thank you for showing just how toxic and insane the ultra-right is. So they are doing a public service with that. And like I said, when midterms come, there will be a big blue wave, and these fools will be lucky to ever get back in power. Any of these types. It's not going to happen, and there will be radical changes that are going to come about. And yes, it takes time. It's not going to happen magically waving a magic wand for tomorrow. Okay? It does take time. And we just need to continue to stay in the moment. The best thing I can give you is say stay in the moment. Don't go back and wallow in the past and project in the future, the poor me's and oh my God and what's coming. Stay right this second with your life today. And don't take on the craziness that's going on in politics. Okay? Be who you are, what you are here today. And do the best that you can do for yourself and those around you. Okay? So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online, and I'm going to keep pedaling up the road. It is lovely out here. I'm seeing spacious green mountains out here. The grasses versus the brown desert. I'm seeing the grasses out here. And it just feels very open, very spacious. So I am enjoying this part of the journey.